How to create stories that your followers will crave. Find out exactly what viewers want to see in your stories. My name is Devona Dana, and I am the CEO of Hello Tobago. And on this page, on this channel, I like to answer Instagram marketing tips for Caribbean business owners. Hey, Parrot Digital, how are you? If you're joining me on Instagram, you know we are going live for Vlogmas. If you're joining me live on YouTube right now, you'll know it is Vlogmas. What is Vlogmas? Every night in December for the first 25 days, I will be going live answering Instagram marketing questions for Caribbean business owners. If this is your first time joining me, don't let it be your last time now. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like this video, comment, I subscribe so I could give you a warm Biz Island welcome. If you are joining me on Instagram, here's what I need you to do for me. Make sure you share this live. Send it out to about 5, 10, 20 business owners that you know who's struggling with this Instagram for business thing, right? Make sure you're sending it to them. Why? Because sharing is caring. Hey, it's Nikki. How are you? Right? Sharing is caring. And I know that in these pandemic times, people more than struggling with how to get their business online and how to use Instagram in the best way to make it make sense for their business, right? So you want to make sure you are sharing. So Vlogmas continues. It's a nightly live stream, right? Happening for the first 25 days in December. And our topic tonight is stories. We're starting a new topic for the next 5 days or the next 4 days, right? So we started with content creation, then we moved on to hashtags, and now we are moving into stories. Again, if you're joining me on Instagram, you could introduce yourself. Let us know who you help and how you help them with your business. And of course, make sure you are sharing, right? So yeah. So we're talking about stories, and tonight in particular, I am going to be talking about the exact kind of stories that your followers are craving. Hey, Che, how are you? Thank you. Come on in. Introduce yourself. Let them know how it go. And you know what to do next. Tap that share and share this out to all your friends. I'll be sending memes and all kind of things all day. Send something else. Say good night, my darling. Becoming a great storyteller. That's right, Parrot Digital. Exactly, right? Stories, right? Parrot Digital is like your sending notes before I start or eh? All right. So, and if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for watching this on the replay. Comment replay, and let me make sure I will follow up with your comment by commenting and liking your comment too. So comment replay if you're watching this on the replay. All right, people, without further ado, let's get straight into it. And Parrot Digital is exactly correct, right? One of the first ways to create the kind of stories that people will crave is by using storytelling. Stories requires storytelling. So I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but it is no coincidence that they call stories, right? They're called stories for a reason. So they want you to do some storytelling there, right? So let me tell you something I learned from some attorneys who came to Trinidad and Tobago a few years back to teach the fine art of criminal prosecution and cross-examination, right? So they were like, Disney, right? Disney, the movie company, Disney, right? You're familiar with Disney, Mickey Mouse, all of that, right? They have taught us all that we need to know when it comes to storytelling. When it comes to storytelling, what is there? There is a beginning, a middle, and an end. If y'all could agree with that, y'all find that to be true, isn't that right? All the stories we've ever heard, Three Little Pigs, Cinderella, all of these different stories, Lion King, it's always a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So how do we use this when we're thinking about our stories, right? So think about how the story usually happens. Hey, Tasty Corn, how are you? Welcome, come on in. Hope you have pen and paper. My name is Devona Dana. I'm the CEO of Hello Tobago. And on this channel, on this page, I talk about Instagram marketing tips for Caribbean business owners, right? So let's talk about that story. So when you're thinking about the storytelling that Disney gives us, what do they do, right? First thing is that they tell you how perfect this person's life was, right? Remember, this nothing is happening, everything is perfect, right? But then what happens? One day, something happens. It turns their entire life upside down, right? Then the hero then has to go in search of the answer to make things right again, right? They find it. And then what happens? Everything is resolved and we live what? Happily ever after. Not so, right? So I am not saying that you need a Disney Pixar production in your stories, but I am going to go out on a limb here, right? And guess that you as a business, you created your business to solve a problem, right? So what I'm saying is before you post anything to stories, think about that problem that you decided your business solves, right? And I don't care what kind of business you have, it must serve some problem that they want, even if it is a problem of desire, right? Even if your business is not a need, it is something that they want or they crave, right? You need to think about that and then create the story around that thing. Hey, DR Supreme Solutions, how you doing? Who is at Resurgent Ideas, Village Edge Cafe? Welcome. Come on in, have a seat. I hope I'll have a little pen and paper. CRC Grace, Budget Queen. Make sure you're sharing this out to all your people. Let them know. Somebody online, Answer It Instagram Marketing Tips. We having a party in here and they need to be in here. And if you didn't do it already, you better give me my heart because I didn't know I have this low self-esteem and they have to help me with that. Ocean, what's going on? Right? Okay. So when you're creating your story, right, you have to think about the problem that you're solving. Stories are 15 seconds long, right? So if it's 15 seconds long, you could do a nice beginning, middle, end, right, with your stories, right? Yes, girl, they must sell their solutions in stories fashion. Exactly, right? So yeah, right? So you have to think about your solution and then say, and then when you think about the big solution, of course, there's a larger solution, but there are many little solutions that you have in there. Every product or service that you offer is an answer to some problem that your person, your follower, your viewer may be currently going through, right? So you want to have your beginning, middle, and an end. So let's say your first part is the beginning. That's 15 seconds dedicated to the beginning, right? 15 seconds then designated to the middle, and then a third 15 seconds dedicated to the end, right? So let's say you wanted to tell them something just real generic about your day, right? Like we're not even answering problems here. Let me just say you wanted to tell them about your day, right? Don't just go there and say, hey guys, having a bad day today. Just want to come on here and share that with you. No. Okay. First, we might tell them, hey guys, I woke up this morning for breakfast. I had this, I had eggs, I had fruit, or I didn't have any breakfast this morning. Or the day started off so bad because I didn't have any breakfast this morning. I just had to rush out the house, right? So that's a 15 seconds day. Your middle 15 seconds could be like, okay, so how did the day get worse? Or how did the day get better, right? So the day got worse because I came in and all the stock was all over the place and I didn't get a chance to clean up everything before customers started coming in. You understand? So you see how it is now a story, right? And then you could end it with, so now we're at this point where I'm thinking in stories, how is your day going, right? So now you ask them how they're going, you make it interactive. So you just give 3 stories there, you give them a beginning, a middle, and an end. Was that so hard? Was that really difficult, right? So you just don't always think that you have to push the product in their face. You could build relationships with them. Your stories is also about building know, like, and trust. So you don't want to offload everything on them one time. Be like, yeah, this is what I sell. This is what, buy this. Not because you're a business, right? You want to build some type of relationship with them. Chase says, makes sense. Lovely. All right. So now what I just told you works if you are selling a product. It works if you are a personal brand. It works if you are selling services. Don't just tell them what you want to tell them. Sit down, think about it. Say, how can I make this a 3-part mini series, right? To make it almost like you're making a big announcement, right? You could even say, hey, I want to show you our new item, right? And show them a little piece of the item that you just get in store, right? You take a picture, half of it, give them a peekaboo peek into it, right? And then the next slide might reveal what it is. And then the third slide may ask them, do you like the color? What would you use this for? You understand? Bring them in with a story, descriptive and colorful with emotion. That's right. You have to find a way to connect with them with some type of emotion, right? Which brings me to number 2. So number 2 is that you are lacking empathy. And I know you're going to say, but I'm a nice person. I don't mean like that. I don't mean you're lacking empathy like that. I mean you have an inability to kind of stand in their shoes, and that's why your content is falling flat in your stories. And let me see if I could explain what I'm talking about, right? Here, you need to think a lot about how this person happens to be on your page. Now, of course, there are a number of ways that they could have probably come from a hashtag that they're following. They probably could have come from their home page where they're seeing the stories on top. You know, when you're in your home page and you see those stories on top, right? But you had to think, they came upon my page. They're probably just scrolling through mindlessly. And it's always good to kind of think of them as just, they're doing the bare minimum, which is they're just kind of letting the screen go until they see something, right? But if you have empathy, you will realize that you need to find a way to wake them up, right? So what do you have to do in your stories that would make a person stop? What can you put in your stories to make them want to interact, want to tap on something in your stories, right? Are you showing excitement for your own product or services, or just presenting them the same way as everybody else in your industry presenting them, right? Does pause fall under me allowing them to be interactive? Definitely. But there's a secret to pause. You don't just putting up a poll for putting up a poll's sake. And watch me. You see that yes, no, or let us have any polls? We're not about that life, right? So tomorrow I'll be talking about the ways to create more interactive stories. So Che, you better make sure you're inside tomorrow. Hey Divinas, how you doing? Kevin Smith, handmade by Clims. How are you? Welcome. Come on in, right? Tonight we're on stories. In particular, we're talking about the stories that your people crave, right? We're passionate about your empathetic attitude. I love it. Right. So yeah. So are you showing them this excitement, right? Or are you just trying to do it the way that you see other people doing it? Don't do it that way. Use your personality, right? Begin from the starting point that this person is just mindlessly scrolling through. So if you have empathy now and you're like, if they are mindlessly scrolling through, what can I do to make this more exciting, right? How can I think about where they are coming from and answer that? And I'll know the 3 things that I tell you that people coming on this app for. What are the 3 things that they're coming on this app for? They come in here to be what? Inspired. They come in here to be what? Entertained. They come in here for what? To learn something new that they did not learn before. And where did we hear this before? We heard this before when I was talking about content creation. When we first started off this Vlogmas series, I told you only 3 reasons people coming on this app. This is the only 3 reasons. I don't care. If every reason that you could think about comes back to these 3: motivation, education, and entertainment, right? So if you have the empathy and you understand that, right, that means that it is your job with your content, right? There cannot be another just like the last live session I attended. Exactly, right? So listen, this is how you have to think about, right? You have to prepare the type of content that answers these questions. Am I motivating them? Am I entertaining them right now? Am I educating them about anything? Have empathy and act like you understand what they are coming here to do. All right. Number 3. I hope you're ready for number 3, okay? Number 3 is that your stories are lacking foreplay. Oh, and you know I love a good sexual reference. Yes, listen here. I don't care what any of your friends say. We all love a good teasing. There is an entire label given to teasing. And what is it? That label is foreplay, right? And you are going to need all of your foreplay skills to get people interested in what you have going on your page. Nobody likes to admit that they like and or enjoy being teased, but every last one of we like it. In fact, it is a requirement, right? Slam bam, thank you, ma'am, is for people who do not enjoy bedroom activities, okay? And ladies, we more than anybody else should be good at this game, right? Because we love the make them wait, right? Kind of thing. So it's the same kind of idea. This is no different. I'm not saying that you need to put on a short skirt and make video of your legs, right? There's not what this is about. Unless, of course, legs is where you're selling. You know, I'm just saying. But, and even then, you want to show them the whole enchilada. You still want to tease them a little bit, right? So ask them, right? Seductive mode of operating, of course, exactly, right? So you want to do things like blur out the object and ask them to guess what it is, right? Ask them if they need help with something and, say, hey, if you tap the next story, you'll get the help that you're looking for. That kind of thing, okay? So give them the delay, build a little pressure, and then release a little bit, okay? All right. So number 4 is that you aren't engaging with their stories. Yeah, it's funny how all you just want these followers. All you want all these people to be following, but yet somehow you don't want to interact or engage with them first, right? Posting the content is not on your timeline, is not the end all be all. There's more that has to happen. Even posting the content in your stories is not the end all be all. There's more that you have to do, right? That's not how the followers does come, okay? You have to actively engage with them too. You have to prove to the algorithm that you know how to take care of the followers that you already have so that they would send you more people like the people you're already taking care of, right? So you have to actively engage. So how do you do this? How do you actively engage? You have to respond to their stories, right? Respond to their content. Be the kind of follower that you want them to be to you. Hey, Matlock Waves Company, how you doing, right? Come on in. Hope you have your pen and your paper, right? Okay, so you want to be the kind of follower that you want them to be to you. Stop kind of seeing them as some kind, almost like the enemy, and crying about how nobody engages with my stories. Become their superhero, okay? Become their superhero. Change your perception about this. Them and engaging with my things, right? Forget that. You engage first and engage without expectation, right? Be the change that you want to see in the world, okay? Storytelling, selling is less about you and more about your client's desires. Exactly, okay? Create the content when you are ready to serve, not when you are ready to sell, right? Okay, number 5. Number 5 is that you aren't using your stickers and giving them things to engage with. So we talked a little bit about this. Che asked about this earlier, right? Instagram spend good money on all them stickers there, right? And not one of them all you can use. Not one. Come on. Get it together. You feel, watch me, a poll sticker ain't cheap for Instagram to put up there. Now. A man had to go and learn how to code for how much months to figure out how to get that code, that sticker right where it is, to get the color that it is and all of that, and you can use that to help Instagram keep people on the app more than normal. That is what the Instagram want you to do, That is how you let the algorithm help you, by creating things that instead of just mindlessly scrolling, like, oh, look, something to do in this story. I need to tap this. I need to respond to this. I need to ask a question here, right? So give them something to do. Give them something to touch up in them stories, okay? Number 6 is that you aren't being consistent with your stories. Now, while this is something business owners are definitely guilty of, right? You might listen, you might say, you know what, I gotta post tomorrow. That Devona Dana girl tell me to post, so I gotta post tomorrow. But what has happened? You post one day and then you say, oh God, Monday for that, and then Monday come, and you just forget about everything that I just say, right? You have to create these stories content, and you have to do them consistently. I want to give you about what? 3 stories ideas that you could use as your default whenever you're pressed for time or you're thinking to yourself, oh God, I really don't have no time for stories today. Let me give you 3 very, very simple stories ideas that you could use consistently on rotation. Here what they are, right? And you could record these tonight and just be like, okay, I'm gonna put these up. I'm gonna just put these up in a week, right? Hear me out. The first one is an introduction. Yes, yes, yes. Straight to video. You're simply saying, my name is blank and I'm obsessed with blank, right? You could even ask, or in the same video, right? In the same 15-second video, have you ever used it? Have you ever used whatever it is that you're selling? Have you ever used this wave brush, right? If you're into waves, have you ever used whatever it is that you are selling? So you telling them, because it's part of what you're obsessed about, right? So I'm obsessed with Instagram marketing. And I could ask, have you ever thought about how to use stories to really capture the attention of your intended follower, right? So you want to ask them some kind of question. And then you could say, shoot me a DM if you have any questions about this thing, right? Simple introduction. Let them know who you are and what you're obsessed about and how you can help them. The second one that you could create is you're asking them to follow you. And the way you do this is simple. The trick to this, right, is telling them why they should follow you. Okay, who is it? TMH Hutchinson. Who else come on here? Tizian. I hope I pronounce that correctly. Leet. Yes, right? And who we have here now? Genuine Beauty. How you doing? Right? So yeah, Darky's Food Chump. How are you? Okay. So yeah, right? So the second one that you're doing, the trick to this one, right, is to tell them why they should follow you. So if you have handmade soaps, don't just say, follow me for handmade soaps, right? That is not answering that motivation, education, entertaining question, right? And here Tobago Sandy, what's going on, right? So you want to kind of give them more than that. Tell them why should they follow you, right? So you could say, follow me. My name is so-and-so. Follow me for satisfying soap making videos. You only know them videos where they show you how they just mix up the soap and how they just put it in the press or how they just cut up the soap sometime, right? So that is way more what? Motivational, educational, inspirational, that entertaining. That is what they're craving. So give them what they're craving, right? Or you could say, follow me for DIYs that get your hands dirty, right? So you could show them things where people getting their hands dirty all the time, and what the answer will always be, they need to wash their hands at the end. And your soap will now become what? Top of mind. Every time they wash their hand, they're gonna be thinking, oh yeah, it's true, I get my hand dirty. What's the name of that soap company always telling me to wash my hands, right? So that is how you want to think of this. Just make sure that whatever it is you're saying that they could follow your page for is actually true. So don't tell them, I just put up satisfying videos and you put up no satisfying video for them, right? Make sure you deliver on whatever it is you're promising. The third story that you could create is asking them to tap the link in your bio. So the secret to this one is to make sure that you have something called a lead magnet. And your lead magnet is, in essence, it's like a gift, right? So the truth is, people don't like doing things. We don't like being told what to do. We prefer to be convinced or cajoled or just, we put our arm around their shoulder and kind of walk them, towards the thing. But the thing about the lead magnet that is so powerful is that it gets them to raise their hand and say, I'm interested in what you have going on. And that's what you want. You don't want just any and everybody, You want a person who is like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you showed me, you gave me this template on how to create a wedding seating arrangement. You understand? So if you have a wedding coming up and you're a wedding planner, right? So I have a wedding coming up. I don't have a wedding coming up, but you understand, follow the bouncing ball, right? So you have a wedding coming up, and I'm like, oh my God, these seating arrangements are driving me crazy. You as the um you as the event planner you could say, okay, I am going to create an easy template to help brides and grooms figure out how to put their seating arrangements together. You understand? So this is how you want to think about these things. This is how you want to think about these things. How am I going to get a bride and a groom to raise their hand? You get them to raise their hand by utilizing what you already know is a problem that they are facing, and then creating a nice mini answer to the problem that ease up the pressure a little bit, so that they would say, hey, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want that. And you're going to put it at the link in your bio. Now, I know all the Caribbean business owners love to tell me, I don't want to do an email list. People don't read email anymore, and all kind of things that let us be telling me, right? Forget that. All right, people? People still read an email, and email is also a powerful way to create and further the buying relationship with your people and with people who have raised their hand for the thing that you are selling, right? So this lead magnet, you're going to put it up there for your email list. You could do it as getting them to your WhatsApp group as well, but it's a little bit harder, right? It's a little bit harder because a lot of times when we say you're selling a product, you may have to use a discount, and you don't want to start them off with a discount, right? You don't want to start them off with a discount. You want to start them off with something that is a little bit, that is free, right? And that is, when I say free, free for you to make and for you to offer to them, but also free for them to get that. They don't have to make a purchase just yet, okay? So you want to build that relationship with them using the lead magnet, and you want to put your lead magnet right up there with in your link in the bio. Okay, so you put it at the link in the bio, and you keep asking them, hey, tap the link in the bio if you need the answer to whatever thing that your lead magnet answers for them. So those are 3 very simple, very easy stories that you could make today. You can make that today. As soon as this live ends, you can make that, right? Number 7 is that you are not using the power of repetition. Repetition is your friend, people. It is your friend. Avenel J, repetition is your friend, right? So as a business owner, you want to embrace repetition. So you want to tell them what you tell them yesterday. So you see them 3 that I give you there? You could create 2 versions of each one of those. That's 6 stories that you don't have already, right? And put up 3 a day, alternating, right? So you have 3 stories running, those same 3 stories running every day, but those aren't the only stories that you're going to use, because I usually suggest to my clients that you have 5 to maybe 8 stories running daily, every 24-hour cycle. But why you want to embrace repetition? Because you might have a new person coming to check out, right? Like a soca tune during Carnival. That's right. After a while, it sticks in your mind. That is exactly right, Tobago Sandy, right? So yeah, so you want to do this because remember, they are not always carrying around your information in their mind, right? It's only the selfish business owner that believe that we walking around every day thinking about their product, thinking about buying from them. That's not how it works, right? It's just like the soca tune. When the soca tune starts to play, where they say, oh God, I hate this ain't sound good. And then by the end, because you hear it 20,000 times, what you on the road? Hey! Yeah, okay? So do you want to be a road march? Okay, to embrace repetition. And that's what stories enables you to do. After 24 hours, we don't forget you and your thing. So make sure every 24 hours you're there and you're ready to get them the information. Okay? Right. All right. So number 8 is, and my ladies, I am talking to you all specifically with this one, Number 8 is that you are too polished. You do not have to go and put on your makeup and dress in your dandan suit stone pussy dress. If you're from Tobago, you know what that means. You're not coming here though to come and say, I need to get in a real niceness in order to do these stories. No, this thing disappearing after 24 hours unless you leave it as a highlight, right? Hey, Eden's Own, how are you? Yeah, unless you leave it as a highlight, but stop overthinking your stories. I don't care if you even selling makeup. You know what people do? People buy from people. Get over yourself. Real people do not wake up with perfect makeup, perfectly coiffed hair, and all of this in the morning. Okay? So just get rid of this. Well, I planting this in my garden. Listen, Che, I appreciate your honesty. Che is like, it's me. It's me she's talking to, right? So yeah, it lacks authenticity. Parrot Digital, yes, taught the things. So people like seeing the real person behind the brand, and that is exactly what IG is affording you. You know why? Besides the fact that Instagram basically stole stories from Snapchat, right? But that's what Snapchat realized. Snapchat capitalized on the fact that Instagram was all these pretty pictures of these pretty influencers doing perfect things in their perfect lives, heading to Bali and Indonesia and be like, oh, I'm so perfect, right? So they were like, oh, no, we don't want that. We want the raw, we want the crazy, and here let disappear after 24 hours so you could get as raw and authentic as you want. You understand? So that is how stories had evolved. That's how stories came about. So we want that realness that is usually lacking on a person's feed. Remember the timeline? Let us want to try and make it seem like we have these perfect lives out here when we don't have that, right? So use your stories to get as real as you want to get. Tell them the truth about what's going on. I'm telling you, they will love you for it. A lot of to my makeup artist people, Super Scent. This is a woman who has built her entire business on Instagram, right? Being real with all you, coming on wearing not a stitch of makeup at all and talking to you about things. And there's a woman who's been able to push $1 million worth of product in one night. You understand? So get into who you are really. Get over all of your barriers about perfectionism and all of that. Perfectionism, let's keep people poor. Okay? Let your personality shine, girl. Let your personality shine. Okay, listen to me. Tomorrow, we will be talking about the secrets of using IG stories, stickers, and making your stories more interactive. Anyone in here need more engagement? If you need more engagement, give me the heart button. Make that heart effervesce, bubble up. Let me see the hearts bubble up. Let me see them bubble up. Give me. Dwayne, what going on? Granny Best, Cascam Photography. How are you doing? Are you good? Give me them hearts. Let me hear if anybody here need more interaction on the Instagram stories. Tell me. If you don't give me no hearts, it means that all you don't want it. We could done it right now. Right? We could finish it right now. Oh, that's right. Hands up in the air. I love it. Give me the hands. Granny Bess. I love it. Give me the hearts, right? So listen, I am on every night, 7 p.m. Make sure you are here. What about persons who have confidence issues? Let me tell you something, lover. Then business more than likely may not be for that person. Business takes confidence. Business takes, I believe my thing is the best and nobody could tell me different. And you have to believe that in here before you could ever step up and say, yeah, I'm offering this as a business. No, forget the confidence issues. And I know it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. Or you think I was always like this? Dwayne, you don't answer that. Right? Or you think I was always like this? No, it had times where I doubt myself too. I'm like, oh my God, who am I? Who am I to tell people about how to do this? What I know about this real imposter syndrome thing. But you had to, watch me, you had to be so driven by what it is that you're doing. You so believe that people need this thing that you are doing, that does not even matter, that you're willing to climb over your confidence issues just to shout from a mountaintop that, hey, I have this thing you need, come and get it. All right? So yes, right? You know, I was going to jump in, right? Dwayne, I don't want to hear from you. You're done. Block Dwayne. No, I'm just teasing, right? So listen, if you haven't joined my email yet, make sure to join. I have some goodies coming up for my list and you want to be inside. DM me the words, get on the list, and I will give you the link and you could sign up. Gifts drop in. I'm telling you, you don't want to be with your nose pressed up to the window when you see these gifts drop in. DM me the words, get on the list. listen to me right now, right this moment here, is your cue to save this live. And if you are joining me on YouTube, make sure you stay tuned for the very next video.